Go Alaska! The Last Frontier's Jane Kilcher quashes all rumors. Jane has finally disclosed the truth about her Alaskan bush life after years of speculations. But what secrets has Jane announced? How has her confession affected her legacy? Join us to solve Jane Kilcher's life mystery. Alaska's Last Frontier Life. Alaska. The Last Frontier moved viewers worldwide. It was no ordinary show. Like a doorway into another life. People worked with their hands, trusted nature, and relied on family. The show followed the Kilcher family in Alaska, one of America's wildest and coldest areas. This family's narrative predates cameras. Yule and Ruth Kilcher left Switzerland years ago to start over in a free country. They found it in Alaska, with its tall mountains, cold winters, and brief but lovely summers. Yule and Ruth built a house from scratch, which was difficult. They grew food, collected firewood, and educated their children to survive in this untamed land. Yule and Ruth's children and grandkids learned hard labor and family connection from them. Though difficult, their lives were full with love and simple joys. Beautiful sunsets, shared meals, or safe returns after lengthy hunts. The Discovery Channel soon discovered this amazing family and wanted to tell their tale. They asked the Kilchers to appear in a new show. It was the perfect opportunity to showcase their lifestyle. Fishing, farming, hunting, cabin building, and face each season together. Alaska, The Last Frontier premiered in 2011. The stunning environment and kind family won over visitors immediately. Yule and Ruth's son, Atz Kilcher, his wife Bonnie, and their children greeted spectators. Lee Kilcher, Atz's son, and Jane, his wife, were other key characters. Jane especially won admirers fairly early. She was bold, kind, and strong. Jane always smiled, whether she was fishing in freezing seas or chopping wood for winter. She showed viewers how to appreciate, depend on, and collaborate with nature. The show went beyond survival. The topic was family. Each member has responsibilities. Some hunted, others raised animals, fixed tools, or managed the garden. Even in the worst winters, joy and love existed. Celebrated birthdays, welcomed seasons, and spent peaceful time by the fire. Simple, lovely moments reminded viewers of home, family, and enjoying the little things. For over a decade, Alaska was the last frontier. One family works this farm for 3 generations. Homesteading is your blood, our heart. We live here. Relaxed audiences from modern life. It provided calm views of snow-covered forests and sparkling rivers, and stories of people who exhibited strength, love, and hope despite hardships. The exhibition ended November 13, 2022. It got Telly and Emmy Awards during its run. More significant than the trophies were the hearts it touched. It reminded folks how wonderful simple living is, and how powerful a family can be when they work together. Many love Jane from the show, but few know her backstory. Let's examine Jane's childhood and development. Kilcher's youth. Born in Alaska's wild and beautiful territory on September 14, 1974, Christina Jane Furman became Jane Kilcher. The third child of Bob and Sarah Furman, she lived in Anchorage with her siblings Jessica and Bobby. From the start, Jane's life blended city life with Alaska's wild wilderness. This unusual blend made her powerful and resourceful. Growing up in Alaska was hard. Environment required self-sufficiency in hard winters. Jane learned early on that this harsh landscape required resilience and independence. Jane spent her childhood roaming the wilderness, learning about the seasons, and living off the soil. Her parents shaped Jane's worldview. They taught her to respect and coexist with nature. They didn't merely live off the land, it was vital. Jane's family always put self-reliance first, whether they were hunting, raising food, or preparing for winter. These lessons shaped her life, and everything she did. Jane didn't like childhood hobbies. She focused on mastering survival techniques for one of the world's most dangerous regions. She mastered fishing, a family staple. Fishing and feeding were necessities in a place without contemporary amenities. Every summer, when the rivers and seas were full of fish, Jane made sure her family had enough to eat throughout the bleak winter. She spent hours fishing for various species: halibut, cod, king, silver, and red salmon. Fish were wonderful and vital to her family's livelihood. Her hard effort helped her family survive severe winters when food was scarce. Living in Alaska gave Jane a profound reverence for nature. The ocean, trees, and rivers were her lifeblood, not simply beautiful. She became defined by her appreciation of nature and her capacity to survive in it. Jane thrived in Alaska. Journey through love and new beginnings for Jane. Jane's life changed at 12 when her family moved from Anchorage to Homer, Alaska. This peaceful, gorgeous setting would set the stage for a life-changing chapter. Jane met Atsley Kilcher in the wild, gorgeous landscape 11 miles from another homestead. Even as kids, they formed a special affinity. Before meeting, Atsley had taken a different course. Dikran Kunay from Seldovia, Alaska, was her husband. Jane accepted motherhood throughout their marriage and had Piper, who sold to Kunay in 2003. After trying to make the marriage work, Jane realized it wasn't the life she wanted. Deeper was her want, something that linked her to love, nature, and land. Her first marriage failed to fulfill those ambitions. After that chapter finished, Jane was ready for a new start, and fate soon arrived. She reconnected with Atsley, and their friendship deepened. They enjoyed the same simple joys, the calm beauty of the outdoors, the hard effort of living off the land, and the serene existence away from the city. Their souls connected in a way that made them feel at home. Jane and Atsley married in 2006. They married in Head of the Bay, a peaceful, beautiful place that reflected their love. Their bond went beyond romanticism. It was based on shared principles. They both valued living in peace with nature, living independently, and celebrating Alaska's beauty and hardships. They looked forward to a future of hard work, love, and the strength to handle life. Alaska, the last frontier, wasn't about Jane, about the Kilchers. What was this family like? Follow us to learn. The Kilchers. Alaska's wide skies and snow-covered landscapes have traditionally been a place of adventure and discovery. The wilderness is beautiful, yet hard, requiring strength, wisdom, and resilience from its inhabitants. Alaska had a complex history before the Kilchers arrived. Russia sold Alaska to the U.S. for $7,200,000 in 1867. Alaska became the 49th state in 1959. The Kilcher family settled in this wild environment, seeking peace and purpose in off-grid living. They homeschooled their children because they valued freedom and lived far from public schools. Education went beyond books. The land provided it. Kilcher children learned to farm, hunt, and cook with their own harvests. They survived and learned to enjoy the simple things from their daily life, even under extreme conditions. Living in the forest demanded continual work, but the Kilcher parents always made time for family. Each evening before bed, they would sit and talk about love, the past, and life's basic pleasures. These encounters helped build a strong family tie that would last as the Kilcher kids grew up. The family's experience was told in Otz Kilcher's parents' documentary, A Pioneer Family in Alaska. This film introduced the Kilchers' unique way of life to audiences worldwide, notably in Europe, where they were fascinated by their survival and success in one of the most remote and inhospitable areas on Earth. Ewell Kilcher, Otz's father, was a pioneer and politician after Alaska became a state. His senatorship lasted from 1963 to 1967. advocating for his neighbors and beloved nature. Yule's impact persisted following his divorce from Ruth. Over time, the Kilcher's farm increased to 600 acres. Yule entered the site into a conservation program to preserve it for future generations. This decision honored the family's pioneering spirit and hard work. Otts Kilcher, the oldest son, protected the family. Alaskans faced bears and wolves, but Otts protected everyone. However, life is never linear. Otts Lee, Otts's son, was a wayward young man who loved the night sky and life outside the homestead. He left the farm to pursue music in a new way. After exploring and searching for something new, Atsley discovered his passion was his native home. He returned to Alaska, constructed his cabin, and settled into the rough life his family had lived for generations. Wonderful Alaskan wilderness adventure. In Alaska, the last frontier, Jane Kilcher is more than a star. This woman has won hearts. Jane's generosity and skills shine amid the harsh Alaskan wilderness, thanks to her warm attitude, humor, and genuine nature. She brings a distinct quality to the show while she's fishing in frigid waters, assisting with homestead tasks, or laughing with her family. She could overcome the greatest obstacles and make you smile. Jane didn't start off in the Kilcher family, but she became important. She brought her love for Atsley Kilcher, unique skills, and determination to the show when she married him. Living in Alaska taught him the hard realities of wilderness survival. She could fish, hunt, and travel land and water, making her ideal for the Kilcher lifestyle of self-sufficiency and resilience. Jane's sea connection is a strength,